Hi everyone, this is Jacob with Oak Endurance. Today we have a little video that we need help from the anatomy app to kind of showcase. We're going to talk about releasing this muscle called your subscap. I'm going to talk about what it does in a second, all right? So this is the muscle in the anatomy app. You can see it lines that front side of your scap, which is a back bone. Okay, so right there, and then boom, it pops up. Okay, it attaches to your arm bone, and then again, that scap. So I want to paint a picture for this muscle. The last thing to point out is notice all of the muscles that sit in front of that. Okay? So there's a lot of things going on here when we talk about this in a second, and it's kind of hard to get to. All right, a lot of times like the teres major here, the lat, they kind of get in the way. All right, so now that you have a good understanding of that subscap muscle, we need to talk about why we're going to release it. And then we will talk about how we're going to release it. But that was the what it is. Actually, that's not necessarily true. We're still talking about the what it is, but you get my point. So that subscap is one of four rotator cuff muscles. All right? It is our main internal rotator of the shoulder blade. For a lot of people, it gets very, very tight. Desk workers, riding a motorcycle, bro lifting, just tons of push work, that type of stuff. Jet skiing, skiing. You get my point. A lot of activities, that muscle will get really tight. When it gets really tight, it can cause impingement at like the pec minor, can cause issues in which basically it pulls that scap too far forward, and we can end up with like winging. We can end up with the other three rotator cuff muscles becoming less willing to do their jobs per se. So this is more just on releasing the subscap. We'll talk about training it a little bit too in future videos, and then other rotator cuff muscles. But if you're still with me and you didn't click the skip part, now you probably skipped ahead to it. So when we release that muscle, I like to use some type of like dowel rod. This is just a lat pull down bar. I've also seen people do this with a lacrosse ball. You can, if you do that, I would lie on your side and kind of stick it in the same spot, okay? This is gonna go right in our armpit. And our key here is to not hit the lat, okay? So first of all, what I like to do is find the lat. Think about if you were to pull something. It's that main V-shaped muscle, all right? People love to kind of dig into that by accident because it also is probably a little tight. So I like to find it first and then move my thumb up more towards my armpit, okay? Now I know in that armpit region, not the lat, but further up, okay? That rod is going to sink right where your thumb is, and you're going to just drop into it. Okay, you can also do this against the door frame or however is easiest for you. And we're going to think about just kind of pushing that hand towards the ground. You can also do some external into internal rotation to kind of get that muscle working and release it while you're doing that, okay? I would like to hold this for like 60 to 90 seconds and just kind of work that. You might also work the different dimensions or muscle fibers, I should say, of that muscle. Think about it as a fan that is on the entire back of your scap. Oh, it's not very comfortable. All right, so I would do both sides. If you have issues with this, you can probably do this every day. For most people, you're gonna start to feel almost like a deep, achy, like fiery. You might feel blood flowing to your fingers, which is good. Okay. That's how I would do the subscap if I was releasing it. If you have any questions, go ahead and reach out. We went over what the subscap is, how it could potentially cause issues, and actually I forget how I laid it out and when I did this for other videos, but you get my point. Why you need to release it, how it works, what to do to release it. That's what it is. Boom. Why, how, what. Figured it out. If you have any questions, go ahead and reach out. This is Jacob with Oak Endurance. Thank you.